Hi there, my name's Andy and this is my T120. Today I'm going to attempt to fit this item here. This is a X-pipe or a decat unit. I've looked on YouTube and I've seen several videos showing you how to fit these things, so I'm not going to bore you by filming myself fitting it, but what I have done, yesterday we had a decent bit of weather, so I went out and I've recorded the sound of the bike with the Vance & Hines silencers with the catalytic converter on the bike. What I intend to do after I've fitted the decat unit is to do exactly the same, to go out and record the sound of the bike with the Vance & Hines but with the X-pipe fitted. There's the little microphone that I use for recording the sound of the bike when I'm out on it. It's a Polar Pro mic. It's a little stereo microphone, and I wired it back to a GoPro that I mount on the back of the bike that records all the sounds. So, as I say, I'm not going to bore you with a video of how to fit the damn thing, because there's more of these on the internet than you can shake a stick at. All the manufacturers have got explanatory videos. It seems to be basically the same old routine, whether you've got a street twin, a Thruxton or a T120 or even the Tiger 100. You've got to remove the silencers and at least slacken the downpipes off. I think in case of the T120 I'm going to have to remove them altogether, because unlike the street twin, which has got some kind of little shields that cover the gap between the downpipe and the rear pipes, T120 hasn't. It's all one piece, it's all part of the downpipe. So to get access I think I'm going to have to remove the whole downpipe. And then of course there's the left hand front frame tube that has to be slackened off so you can get the decat unit out and the new one in. I've chosen a Tech. This unit here is made by a company called Tech, TEC, very similar to everybody else's really. The main reason I've gone for this one is because it utilises all the existing mounting points of the cat unit, and so I don't want to risk there being any vibration or anything flapping about. If it's securely fitted, then it can't move and nothing else can move. That's the plan anyway. With regards to fitting these X-pipes, there's a bit of a grey area. If you look on the different manufacturers' websites and videos, some of them will tell you that they don't require any tuning. You can just fit and that's your lot. Others also recommend that you do have them tuned, and Norman Hyde's even recommend that you fit a Dynajet power commander unit at 400 quid, which I'm not really planning on going down that route. So being unsure as to just what you do need to do, I'm planning on taking it and having the tuning checked once it's fitted. But I did inquire at my local Triumph dealer, and the service manager there told me that it shouldn't need retuning. The ECU on the T120, the more modern water-cooled twins, is quite a sophisticated piece of kit. because you've got the lambda units mounted on each exhaust and such. So he says all you need to do is, once you've fitted it, fire the bike up, don't rev it, just let it tick over, and let it tick over until the cooling fan kicks in. Then once that's done, you can go for a little ride round on it. Don't thrash it, just ride round nice and steady, and just check to see if it feels okay, whether it's a bit lumpy or it's missing or whatever. It says, and if it feels okay, then it should be okay, which sounds fair enough, but I think I'm still going to take it and get it checked out just to be on the safe side. I don't want to be holing any pistons or burning any valves or anything stupid. So I'll let you know anyway. Once I've fitted it, I'm going to go out again and do another run by and sound test and see if it makes any difference to the sound of the bike. See if it clears the old girl's throat a bit. Let's get her barking. So I'll report back towards the end of the video as to if I had any problems and just how things have worked out. Right, I've fitted the X-pipe and I've been for a good run around. I haven't had it tuned yet, or the tuning checked, but I can tell you it's running better than ever. Can't believe the difference it's made. It's freer revving, it accelerates more smoothly. The engine seems to run a hell of a lot more smoothly than it did, particularly at low speeds. Really smooth pickup. One major difference that I've noticed is that there's virtually no engine braking now. I can see it's going to cost a fortune in brake pads. You shut the throttle and you just don't seem to slow down. You just carry on going. Really amazing. On a couple of occasions I found myself heading into corners a little bit quicker than I normally do. Normally I can just shut the throttle and the engine braking takes care of reducing your speed, but not now. Yeah, fitting the X-pipe went okay, fairly straightforward. Everything's nice and solid. It fitted like a glove, no problems at all. Everything, all the bolt holes and everything aligned perfectly. The only things I've found, a couple of tips for you. You're going to need one of these if you want to torque your frame bolts up. This is a Starbit socket, a TX55, and you need it for the bolt down. Let's see if I can zoom in. Where are we? There we are. That bolt just there, you're going to need it to tighten that up. And then you're also going to need one of these, which is an 8mm hex-bit socket. That's for the other frame bolts, because they need torquing up. I didn't have them, so I had to nip out and buy them to do the job. They weren't too expensive. The other thing, another tip is, if you decide to go down this avenue, the rear pipe that goes to the silencers, I removed the clamps completely and the pipes just more or less fell off. But when I came to refit the pipes, I was faffing about for about half an hour trying to get these clamps back on, and it's virtually impossible to hold the pipe and fit the clamps. I would suggest what you do is, before you put the X-pipe in, fit the clamps to the X-pipe. On the stub of the exhaust back pipe there are a couple of, on each pipe there's like a graphite ring with a steel back washer, or like a steel back plate. Slide those off the pipe and fit them inside the clamp, and put the clamps onto the X-pipe and just tighten them up finger tight before you put it in place. Then when you come to fit the back pipes, they just slide into position and you just tighten up the clamps, no problem at all. So don't leave it till you've fitted it, because it's very fiddly under there trying to fit them. And I finished up taking them off and doing that, and then sliding the pipes in. Made life a lot easier. Otherwise, no, everything went perfectly okay. I say it's transformed the performance. It flew before, but it really goes now. And like you know, the engine just seems so much smoother. And it has improved the sound. It does sound better, but like I say, you can judge that for yourself, hopefully, from the video. So yeah, I think it's not been a bad investment, and I'd recommend fitting the Tech X pipe. It's I say, everything just fitted perfectly. It's clamped up nice and tight. There's nothing to flap about, nothing to vibrate. Everything's good and solid. Right then, I'll leave it at that. Goodbye.